Welcome, fellow travelers. I'm CatSnievans, and I'm joining Chibi and Vertek at the Golden Feather. Come on in, grab a seat, and let's share tales of adventure.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
So, that intro was a little bit wrong. CatSnievans is joining Vertek. Not really Chibi today. She is out of town, but either way, welcome to the Golden Feather Tavern, where your hosts, typically Chibi and Vertek, discuss Ashes of Creation and important topics spoken about within the Ashes community. Every week we invite you, the viewer, and a special guest to pull up a chair, grab a pint, and join the conversation with us. Today is the 21st of April, 2023. We're on episode 165. You gots to be kidding me, right meow. And our traveling bard joining us today is CatSnievans. And how are you today, friendo?
I'm great. A little sleepy, but you know, third shift does that to you.
Yeah, it does. I think mornings should be banned. And since mornings it gets a little complicated because I always define mornings as 3 hours after you wake up. I've worked second and third shift before, so it gets a little trickier at that point. Like, what part gets banned and how do you skip it? I don't know. But either way, so I know Chibi and I have enjoyed checking out your content. But for those of those viewers out there who may or may not have heard of you, know of you, or know anything about you, can you give a little bit of detail about yourself?
Yeah, I mostly just do Ashes of Creation, like weekly news. I try to summarize with my friend Dira everything that we can find for that week, whether it be Discord, forums, Twitter. Mostly Twitter, actually.
Okay, well, hey, that works out because we usually snipe a lot of our topics from the forums and Reddit. So
oh, nice.
You cover the stuff right off of Twitter, we grab the Reddit and the forum stuff, and somebody eventually will cover the other channels, the Discord, right?
Oh, Dira looks everywhere. I don't even know where she looks entirely. It could be everything. I don't know. She might type in Ashes of Creation and click on literally everything. I don't know.
Everything that comes up.
Everything that comes up.
Nice.
As long as it's official.
So, how long you been following Ashes? You've been around since
awesome.
day one there?
Yeah, Kickstarter, yeah. That's how I met Dira and the guild, and then that was a long time ago.
That was a minute. Doesn't feel like it, but yeah, it's been a minute. And Snickers, today's topics are going to range, they're going to cover a little bit of the gambit. We're going to be doing a whole lot of freestyle talking, because Pat and I were doing some chatting last night, and I found out some things and said, whoa. So we're gonna explore a little bit of who this cat person is. Ooh. But actual Ashes topics, though, we got some stuff in combat, we got some stuff in crafting, we got some stuff in graphics, and honestly, whatever else you have bumped into that maybe I missed, because I'm only half a team right now. Don't tell her this, but I rely a lot on the Cheapster. She does super stuff, and she gathers a lot of the topics for us, so...
Sounds awesome. Like me and Jira.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah.
But either way, so yeah, you have stuff going on the Twitter, the Twitch, the YouTube, the Discord. Do you only actually pump out stuff information-wise, like game... I should say Ashes stuff specifically to YouTube, or do you actually cover some stuff on Twitch too? I literally just saw that you had a Twitch last night.
Mostly YouTube, yeah. I haven't had a chance to do a lot on Twitch here lately because I've been barely having time to do anything but edit videos for YouTube.
Yeah, I saw some D&D games on there.
Oh yeah, I love D&D. Playing that for over 30 years.
So there you go. We like to get to know the people, the content creators and those in the community here. So all the fun stuff that we chatted about last night with the B movies and your fantastic toy that you brought out there and showed me on the camera before we came live, and you know, all your D&D stuff. Give us a little bit of that info. Like, what drives your passions there? What are your hooks?
Hooks is storytelling for sure with Dungeons and Dragons, and dungeon crawling and killing really big monsters, of course. But
So where do you land on the spectrum of you'd rather there be like 9 minutes of RP and 1 minute of combat versus 1 minute of RP and 9 minutes of combat on the D&D spectrum? Where do you fall in there?
oh man, it depends on the day actually. Some days I just want to sit there and cry and laugh and have a lot of fun in town. Other days I just want to kill something, you know. It's kind of in the middle, I guess.
Okay. That's a fair answer. I mean, I tend to like more of the combat-y stuff, mainly just because I've always had an issue with talking in front of people. It's funny. I can get up and I've DJ'd in front of thousands of people, but if you give me a microphone, a podium, and like 4 people, I turn into like Porky Pig. Just yeah, I think the only reason I can stand it right here, right now, is the only person looking at me right now is you and my camera looking back at me, and that's it.
Exactly.
I can be okay
I'd
with
melt
it.
on stage. Last presentations back in school was awful.
Oh yeah, they were terrible. Oh my god. I would always ask the teacher, can I just write like 3 extra papers instead? I'd really rather just write an extra paper. And I don't do homework, so that's a lot coming from me.
I feel that.
So about this cinematographic photography and cinematography and cinema stuff.
Cinema
all the
stuff.
things.
Digital cinematography I graduated from college for, actually. Got a bachelor's degree in it. And was valedictorian of my class.
Ooh. Fantastic. There you go. What so I've always been curious when it comes to art-based professions and art-based just courses in general, since a lot of it is subjective, how do they actually grade that? They just go like, hey, you said a lot of words that had passion to them, so I mean, A plus.
The technical side usually.
Okay.
Like, do you know how to use lights? Yeah, there's lights in there. Probably in the editing a bit as well. It's mostly technical stuff unless you are like just don't even know what you're saying on camera, I guess.
I guess so. It's
what
almost,
you're doing.
I guess almost like a state a goal and then accomplish it and you get an A. That kind of thing.
Like for my project, I had to do did like a mini documentary. So they kind of graded it based on that style of video.
Okay. Now, have you ever thought, and this is going to tie in with Ashes down the line when they start to have a real presence at conventions and whatnot, have you thought of going to like anime and video game conventions and doing some mini little spotlight videos from them?
Yeah, I mean, I used to go to conventions before, the pandemic all the time. Star Wars Celebration was a big one. Always went there as long as it was within, 5 hours or so. Went to tons of video stuff. There's so many cool people at those places. Have you ever been to a convention like a big one?
Yeah, I've been to like the Fanimays out in California and MagFest out here.
Nice.
Hung out outside of Katsucon. Didn't really feel like paying to go in there, but I hung out outside for a bit. And then went to Anime USA up in New York and a bunch of smaller ones. But I've gone to New York Comic Con. That one was big and packed.
Wow, yeah. I do want to go to one of them Comic Cons, the big ones, like San Diego or something.
Ooh, San Diego's one of those, like, I want to go someday just to say I went, but at the same time, I think I only want to go for a day.
Yeah, it depends on how packed it is, right? Like,
yeah,
like celebrations. Yeah. Oh my gosh, like Star Wars celebrations, really, like, you're packed in certain areas, and I don't want to go down there.
You see, stuff like that, I would absolutely try to look for somebody around the area trying to have a nerd themed event after the con, like at night or something, and I would try to see if I can secure like a DJ spot there, and then I would go to the con for one day, and then I would just hang out and party with people after it's all done every other day.
a good idea, actually. But it is really cool, like seeing if you're into, Star Wars.
Oh yeah.
They bring all those people out on the stage and do it in front of the audience. It was pretty awesome to be standing there.
Yeah, actually, funny enough. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was just saying, like Hayden Christensen was out there shooting a t-shirt gun. It was pretty fun.
And real quick, just to respond to some of the stuff here. Yeah, Silverin prefers to write roleplay rather than be one character.
I understand that for sure. Be a DM.
And Sir Onsington is kind of right down my alley there. I can roleplay beating that ass around town, 2 birds with 1 stone. And then, of course, had to taunt me with cinnamon and mom spaghetti.
Close enough.
Yeah. But funny enough, speaking of Star Wars stuff and the Comic Cons, the New York Comic Con, when I went there, I actually went there because I had a press pass. I was working at a website doing a little bit of the podcasting and web work when SOTOR was starting to come out.
Oh, nice.
When it was still in like the beta phases and whatnot, New York Comic Con came out, and a couple of us went there. We got press passes to go in and see the whole place, and actually hung out with the devs. And we had a fan site face off at the booth they had set up. They had, I want to say, I forget what the team sizes were. I think it was like a 6v6. So they had like 12 computers set up. And so I rounded up 12 people from the major fan sites, and we all sat down across from each other and just started battling it out.
Oh, that's awesome.
A couple people didn't like it. There was a site called Darth Hater. Obviously they wanted to play Sith, right? No, they were Republic. They got assigned Republic. They were not happy about it.
Could you imagine being called Darth Hater and you're like a healing Jedi commando or something?
It was fun. It was fun.
That sounds fun. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, I just know there's a bunch of people that go around like the cons, and they take their video cams and their photo gear and lighting and whatnot, and they'll do little mini photo shoots all around and take little promo videos for the cosplayers and such. It was a cool little atmosphere.
Oh yeah, it's the electric energy from like everyone around when everybody's excited is just amazing in a place like that. It's, I don't know, especially because we went when they showed the first trailer for Rise of Skywalker, I think it was. Yeah, the third one. And like everybody, like the energy was so palpable. Everybody was like, man, it was great. Everybody was so excited. You just feel it like the whole day after they showed that trailer.
Absolutely. Well, that's like there's a MagFest in DC that concentrates more on music and gaming. By music, I mean they bring some pretty big acts that are very like nerd themed in one way, shape, or form. They've gotten there was a metal band from overseas that did the entire soundtrack for a video game at one point. They got them to come over and play a set. There's always like I'm drawing a major blank, but there's one group that gets together and they play their cover version of a video game track, and they'll pick one game like say Mega Man 3, and they will play every single song out of Mega Man 3 in order based on the person sitting in a chair playing the game on a big screen in the middle of the band, speed running it. Speed run the entire game, and they are playing the actual music for that encounter, for that stage and everything, including all the sound effects. They'll play the sound effects too.
What? That's awesome.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow, I need to find that band.
Yeah, I'll think of it probably like 5 minutes after we disconnect the call here today. Yeah, it's a riot. It's a riot.
Sounds amazing.
So one last thing I got to know about you. So you do B-movie stuff. What was your absolute favorite one that you've had a hand in? And not necessarily favorite because it turned out the best, but favorite because of the experience of filming it.
Probably Black Mamba that's on Tubi right now. Like, it was a lot of fun.
Funny enough, that's the one I saw. I literally put it on as soon as you mentioned it, and I popped on Tubi and hit play.
The 6 Feet Below Hell is the one that I did first for like college.
Yeah.
And then I think there was that one. And we actually used this for a lot of it, this camera here. Not in 4K, sadly. They didn't want 4K that time, but oh man, it was like 12, 14-hour days. Everybody was friendly and excited. No one was a diva this time that I can remember.
Nice.
And there's been a couple divas. We actually, I think Black Mamba is the one where we used an actress came out from California. She was kind of like a background character, but she was in Blade Runner, one of my favorite movies ever.
Nice.
She was
like the original Blade Runner or one of the new
original
remake.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Doesn't look like your grandma's camera. Yeah, don't trust me. Your grandma didn't have this camera. It's expensive.
Is it pricey?
But yeah, it's probably, you can get this one around 4,000, I think.
That's when you know you're committed. So you know you're committed. If you spend $4,000 to be like, let's give this a try, see what happens. You're getting the wrong advice from people at that point.
Probably, yeah, I would say so. No, I reckon
try it with your phone first.
Yes, there's nothing wrong with using your iPhone. You can actually buy little lenses for it. So
there you go.
All right. Capture that shit in style. Oh yeah.
So I guess before we get
Black
into
Mamba on Tubi, but check it out. Recommend it.
Yeah.
There's so many B movies. Just who cares about the good movies that come out? You know, Marvel, whatever. Ugh. Go watch independent B movies. They're so fun. Trust me. I can talk about this all day. I'll shut up.
I'm actually going to go ahead and drop that link right here in chat. In case you folks want to watch it, I checked it out last night. You can jump in the Discord and we can have a talk about it. Let me know the parts that made you shake your head, and the parts where you face palmed, and the things that made you laugh, because WTF was that even?
It's a trip and a half. I'll tell you that.
All I gotta say is grandma's fierce.
Grandma is fierce.
Grandma's fierce.
I will be shooting another movie later this year as well. I think it's called Headbanger.
Nice.
Same guy as that one. So
you can be trying to shoot some stuff for Ashes, do some live action. If you can find some cosplayers doing the stuff, recruit them for a thing. Totally,
if I can find someone around this area, or maybe at a convention, who knows? Could have some fun there.
Yeah, so you can do a little like. Oh, you know what'd be neat is if you could kind of redo a like any kind of random little trailer that they have with some cosplayers.
Oh yeah.
Just do like a little mini like 5-minute thing real quick, like at a convention with whoever ends up going there and dressing up.
Oh hell yeah, that's a good idea. Great. Hope I can find people. Guys, you gotta cosplay at conventions and let me know, okay?
Oh, Chibi and I will be.
Oh really?
Chibi and I will be. We won't be making our own stuff because we're terrible with trying to sew stuff together, but we're going to find somebody who's not terrible and we're going to have them make it. It's going to be great.
Good idea. See, I'm planning on probably playing a Tolnar, so that's going to be a difficult cosplay.
There are fursuit manufacturers everywhere.
Oh, really?
One of them, yeah, fursuit manufacturers exist all over the place. They go bananas. It won't be cheap, but they'll probably be able to adopt it from the typical weird furry suit to something more Ash's style.
Hope so.
Because they do like super anime,
cheap gorilla
like
suit,
swoopy hair get-ups and whatnot.
Oh,
like My Little Pony gone adult style dog.
Oh man, I don't know enough about this. I didn't know that was a big thing. I thought
Yeah,
they
I've
made
gone
it for
to-
themselves, huh?
Oh no. See, I've gone to enough of the conventions that people cosplay at to bump into quite a few of them.
Okay.
They have intense pride in their fursuits, as they call them. Very intense pride. Like they name each individual suit, and they can tell you exactly every detail about it. It's fantastic.
That's awesome. More power to them.
Indeed. All right, so I guess we could probably start wandering into Ash's topics, because I know you got to go within the hour.
Yeah, work calls, sadly.
Yeah. At least it's not calling suddenly. You kind of know when to expect it, at least.
Pride of furries.
Before we dig into the things that I scalped up, did you have anything in particular on your mind in the Ashes area that you've been thinking about here lately?
I've been thinking about Summoner and when I'm going to get to see the class I want to play.
You know, I think that's
It's
kind
probably
of
last, I'd say. Out of all the classes, I feel like Summoner's like the most different than all the others because of the summons. I don't know exactly. Summoner hype, exactly. And like, I don't know. Like originally I was going to be a fighter, but the more I seen about Summoner, then my girlfriend talked about playing Summoner. I'm like, oh shit. And we're both the same class. I also want to breed animals. I wish we knew more about taming animals. Because that's the one thing I really want to do out of crafting.
That's something that did you play BDO much, if at all?
A little bit.
Did you ever get into the horse breeding?
I did on Albion, but I never played BDO far enough, I think, to know there was horse breeding.
Yeah, see, in Albion I didn't play at all, so I have no frame of reference with that. But yeah, the horses in BDO were actually, see, and I did not. I think I stopped playing BDO probably right about the time when was it T8 or T9? I don't know. There was a second one that was released and people were going bananas about it. It was around that time. But yeah, you had to breed, and it was such a tiny chance. And then you had to go out and gather a ton of materials and do it again. It took hours and hours and hours for each individual attempt, and it was just, I think by the time you gathered the materials and tried 100 times, you had like a 5% chance of getting it.
Oh my god.
Ridiculous. Yeah. As long as Ashes doesn't go that full tilt, I'll be happy. Oh, is that one of those kitties you were talking about?
Yeah, this is Mr. Bowser.
Mr. Bowser.
He's deciding if he's going to get up here or not. Yeah, like that sounds pretty cool. I mean, too bad it's like a 5% chance.
Yeah, I hope Ash is a little bit more forgiving than that. Like you can still get something that's really good and get kind of in the ballpark. It'd be neat if it does take a lot to find and like decipher a specific breed setup, or like a bred line, so to say, from two purebreds all the way through, and combining them and whatnot to get a specific setup. That'd be neat.
Oh yeah, totally. Especially since I know what some of the Star Wars Galaxies people, devs, are involved, and I was a creature handler in that game, and so I really hope they take some from that, which I imagine they are, because they talked about.
Fingers crossed.
I know, right? Because they did talk about how you have like the gathering packs or whatever, and there was a lot of nests and stuff in Star Wars Galaxy. Did you play that, by the way?
That's one that sadly I missed.
Oh, okay.
I missed out on. I forget what I was doing when it came out, and for the first couple of years, but after the first couple of years, I was like, I mean, if I get into it now, then it's going to be a bit late, and I just never ended up digging into it. And nowadays, I feel very sad for not having jumped in there.
I'm sad that it turned out the way it did with the new combat thing. No,
You see
it was a ridiculously good time. Like I feel like Ashes is kind of taking some like stuff for like the taverns from that game, because you would have, was it entertainer class, who basically his job was to buff and heal people's wounds and give them like 30-minute buffs or something like that by dancing. Just like dancing in the tavern for everybody, and people would tip them, and there'd be people playing their little musical instruments, and it was pretty cool just seeing everybody dancers, and
just chilling,
hanging out, getting buffs, healing up the wounds for the 3 health bars that was in that game.
Yeah, weren't you like able to actually make it as a profession, being a dancer, and just that was your thing?
That's what my girlfriend did. She did creature handling and just hung out in the tavern.
Nice. Okay, everybody needs their buffs, right?
Oh, totally. They get paid for it too. If it was a really way different than the community is now in MMOs, to be honest. Everybody was just like into, like, I don't know, like most servers now are, how do I want to put this? Dazed, like in Warcraft, where you may or may not see people from your server, and it's just, I don't know, it's different. I hope Ashes doesn't do a lot of this,
the phasing and whatnot,
phasing crap. I understand, like in the beginning you might have to do it for areas because there might be problems if you don't, like the starting area or something like that, but
like I think they should have the tech for it if it's going to be absolutely insane. But I mean, if they're going to try to get the tech to work with at least 500 people in one area, I think the only big issues are going to be the launch day and launch week. Honestly, probably the launch month is probably going to be one of the main issues, and outside of that should be all right. Totally. And then just once things start to get too populated in a certain area, then you just reduce the draw distance up for everybody, and that's it. Just force reduce it. Sorry, like don't go to different phases, and don't layer people so you can't be in the same party standing on top of somebody and you don't see them.
Because someone out there will cheese going into a dungeon and then like trying to swap phases or whatever to get in there by themselves. So,
oh yeah, that's always a thing. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like trying to kill the same boss over and over again, just keep swapping the phases till there's a phase where he's there again.
Yeah, absolutely. That's it's going to be a thing. If there's a way to cheese something, somebody's going to find it and somebody's going to do it.
Oh, totally.
And about the animal husbandry system, Solverin says that his ideal mount to breed would end up being a vampire bat and a wolverine and a honey badger.
That's horrifying.
That is. I mean, I'm just saying, at least it wouldn't be a flying mount most of the time, at least. But
it's off the top of mountains.
Something like that gliding down at you in the dark.
Log out!
Squeak, squeak, and then just death. And then just death. Sir Huntington, damage meters, lol.
Oh no.
Oi. But yeah, about the mount breeding thing. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I would love for there to be like a very infinitesimal chance of locating a breed, but it should be repeatable once you know what it is. Without
totally.
A lot of
because
luck.
They did mention they had a book that keeps track of monsters and stuff, right? So I'm hoping that maybe it can put down locations where you found, okay, this is kind of the area where you found it, or at least let me put it on my map. Let me add a waypoint to my map so I remember where it was.
Yeah, the luck should be in finding the creatures, not in how they're bred to the final product. Like train them properly and mate them properly, and you should be able to get to your same end goal. And Solverin thinks we need a stretch, so about time to do that.
Oh, okay, I'll stretch you.
Ooh, not sure if you heard that over the mic, but my shoulder gave a nice satisfying crackle pop. Amazing.
Sounds amazing.
So Let's see. What else did you said? You said a couple different things there. You said it was
I go on
the animal
rants
husbandry
sometimes.
system. Well, I know you went on a list, and then we kind of went down one of those avenues real quick. I know one of them was animal husbandry. The other one was
Summoner.
Summoner.
So
That's
the
right.
starting point. Yeah.
That's right. That was, I think, the first one. Yeah, I think there's a lot of people waiting on that one. I honestly don't know if Summoner or Bard is going to be the more difficult, unique, and or last one to be finished. Because from how they're talking about both of them, it sounds like they're both going to be fairly unique to the genre in how they're really portrayed and put out there. Which could be good and it could be bad. You never know which direction that's going to go.
Yeah, who knows? That's why I want to see it. I just want to see it.
Yeah. I know between the two, I've always been interested in playing a class that's as close to support, like a peer support as possible. And none of this the Hufflepuff madness talk about healers or supports. Healers are not supports, they're healers.
Yeah, that's totally different. Kind of like what class was it in EverQuest? Shoot. There was one that mezzed like all the different bad guys. You just kind of controlled the battlefield, you know, where they couldn't do anything, or you took them as a pet and used them as to fight against the mobs and stuff like that. Like, that's not a healer, that's a support. Enchanter, yes, thank you.
Little mind control, razzle dazzle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the idea of optimizing everybody else with my actions, and you know, watching the battlefield, seeing what's going on, and saying, hey, I need to push more support over this way. I need to now push it more over that direction. I need to go over this direction.
Yeah, that's why Summoner and Bard looked really interesting to me, especially Summoner. But yeah, I want to be able to support or control or whatever summoners are supposed to be able to do. I don't know. Bard, I don't even know how they're gonna do. Are they just gonna do music? Are they gonna be able to do like illusions? Do they have mind control spells? You know, like.
That's the thing that is gonna interest me, is how they're going to put forth the Bard presence. Are they gonna have it to where you do different types of magic or different types of support if you're using an instrument versus speaking? And is it going to be something else if instead of like telling a story, you're actually singing? Is there going to be like dance involved? Is say there's going to be a certain category of magic that you do for each one, so you don't necessarily have to choose down like a skill tree to focus on doing musical bardery. You can do all of them.
All right, like the ninja in Final Fantasy 14, where you do like different button combinations and then you press the one button to activate the effect. I don't know. It'd be kind of interesting.
Yeah. I like it. I was, for a bit there, I was trying to come up with things on paper that sounded like they would be good for like Bard systems. And I kept coming back to just things revolving around songs. And having some and you know, I have the thing sitting around somewhere. I just didn't think to open it up and pull it out, so I didn't think it would bump into this conversation. But it was like using certain types of like say vocal amplification. You could either speak in it doesn't travel very far voice, like a very like your inside voice, and it's going to be a single target, very near, but concentrated effect because it's very dramatic speaking. Or then there's the very broadcasted voice that's meant to travel, and that's going to be a widespread but weaker AoE effect for that same spell.
Oh yeah.
And I had I think 3 different modifiers. It was like heal, harm, buff, and debuff, and then it was how far it'll travel, and then a single target or multi-target. And you cast a spell, you cast 2 different modifiers, and that's what went out.
That could be interesting.
You had to do like a performance component to make that happen and chain the 3 together.
send that to the team.
Yeah.
Come on, Steven. Listen to some of this.
See what happens. Right. All right, so let's see. So Sovereign's saying some players fill roles that are missing in your composition. Their primary function will be determined by their secondary archetype. You know, I'm gonna be honest. I haven't paid as much attention to the summoner info, so I'm gonna take that as probably being on point.
That's on the wiki, yeah. I just don't know how they're gonna like balance, like how good you're gonna be at each of those roles. You know. Like,
yeah. I have a feeling it's gonna be relatively weak sauce.
It could be, or maybe since it's based on the archetype, then like you pick that archetype and you are that type. Like you pick the DPS archetype, well, you're pure DPS with some side support. Pick a support, pick Bard. You know, maybe you're pure whatever Bard type things they have. That's why I want to see it. I don't know how they're gonna do it based on like how strong the archetype's gonna sit. Because they said most archetypes is just like a fighter charge turns into a teleport kind of thing.
Yeah. It's a lot more change of style and how it's enacted rather than changing the skill to something else entirely.
Yeah, so
you're not going to turn a magic missile into a moon rocket or something like that.
Yeah,
it's
something
not gonna,
crazy like that.
Change incredible
like
power.
But interesting because you can't get stopped on your way to the target then. So it does change it in good ways, but not.
Plus, it's quicker.
Super quicker.
Yeah. But yeah, I think I kind of like that idea if that is how it's going to play out with the summoner, because then if they're running it, say, like 80% power of the class proper, or the primary archetype proper, even 90% I'd be okay. I wouldn't feel that's terribly overpowered. I mean, at that point, there'd be almost no reason to play anything except a summoner. But
right.
If they're like 85% power,
archetype, right? Like it's based on the archetype too.
Yeah.
You'd have to swap around a whole archetype to.
Oh yeah, but I mean, if that's only secondary, shoot, that means that, in theory, that means that to me anyway, that would say that your armor would stay the same because your primary archetype should probably define what armor you can use, right?
Yeah.
Because you couldn't be like a mage tank and then suddenly be able to wear plate armor as a mage primary. That just has the skills modified with mage type or tank type stuff.
I think you can wear plate as a mage, can't you? Like you can wear any armor.
Well, I would say like effectively, because that's the one thing they have said is any class can use any weapon, but there are some that are gonna be more effective than the other.
Right. Like a smaller skill tree. Let's say if you're a mage and you use the two-handed axe or something like.
Yeah. Or like you cast slower the heavier armor you wear, and that's why you want to wear cloth.
A little bit like New World, where the heavier the armor, the less healing you do, or something like that. Like it's weird, but I think it was negative 30% on heals if you wore like heavy armor or something like that. And that maybe they could do that with magic too. Debuff for how fast you can cast and stuff of that nature.
Yeah. I mean, we'll have to see how they do. I know I'm crazy curious to see it, like exactly how things come about.
Especially when we're going to see Mage next, right? I believe.
Yep, Mage is coming. I forget if they
I think it's
confirmed. Yeah, I think they confirmed Mage was this month, and then the Cyclops next month, or they still haven't confirmed either, and that was just a hope because it would make sense that they would want to introduce the Mage first and then do the Cyclops, because then they would have their fighter, tank, cleric, ranger, mage, world boss, and they have a full party of everything, and then the world boss.
Oh man, that I just want to see it.
Yeah. I really hope they actually have it tweaked out and adjusted to where it actually makes use of the terrain like they said they wanted to do. Like properly making use of the terrain and like stomping over stuff and reaching over and grabbing a random tree and just trying to smash them with it.
That's what I was about to say. I was like, I want to see him pick up a boulder. I want to see him pick a tree up.
Just throw a card across the screen.
I want him to pick a person up and throw him. That'd be cool too, though. I think so.
And yeah, didn't pick. Yeah, exactly. They won't be as effective using gear that isn't what their quote unquote optimal is for that class.
Yeah. Okay.
But at least they can have fun with
the
it.
armor. So.
They can choose to have fun with it. Sure, I'm going to be a wanding tank. Let's go.
Why not?
Pew, pew.
Easier to pull.
Speaking of wanding and attacking things and B movies, saw a clip of Asmongold reacting to Harry Potter with guns.
What?
Yeah. I tried to go to the actual website Harry Potter with Guns, but I don't think they actually have a movie, like the full movie done.
Okay.
But it was a little like 5-minute clip, and it was freaking hilarious. I caught it was like an Asmongold reacts video.
Gotcha. Yeah, that sounds awesome. I want to look that up.
It's worth a watch. It really is.
I wanted a break tonight.
All right, so yeah, Silvern says the only thing I don't like about the weapon thing is locking skills to weapons.
Don't think it is.
I know they're not going to do it like not BDO, but Guild Wars 2, where if you equip a weapon, you get certain skills because you have that weapon, and the only way you're going to get different skills is if you equip a different weapon. They're not doing that, but I think what Silvern is mentioning is when you equip, or when you're playing, say, a mage, you might only be able to use certain skills if you have a wand equipped. Because they'll have certain skills in their tree where you can only use with a wand.
Yeah, like it'll say requires wand or something like that on it.
Yeah, I think
that's the way I understood it.
Yeah, I think that's what he's mentioning, and I recall that was at least a thing at one point, and I don't know if Steven's gone and changed that yet. Yeah, like shield bash requiring a shield and stuff like that. Like, it's not going to be like if you equip a shield, you can magically do shield bash. No. It's just if you're a tank and you want to use shield bash, you must have a shield. If you're a mage and you want to use magic missile, you need to have a wand. That type of thing. I'm not saying that's a requirement, just that was a random example that popped into head.
Right, yeah.
And like needing a bow to do that airstrike ability.
Yeah.
So many
Would
things.
like to see someone with throwing daggers. I know they don't have them, but like archer to do like an artillery strike with the throwing daggers.
Start. Yeah. Well, shoot, that'd just have to. You know what? I can't remember the names of the classes, the final classes, but either like a rogue ranger or ranger rogue. Should be almost ninja-like, right?
I have it right here.
Give him some throwing stars.
Rogue ranger's predator.
Shuriken.
Scout. Where's the ninja? There's no ninja.
There's no ninja. Riot.
What? I need to rename something. We got scout and we got assassin. Change assassin to ninja. Come on, guys.
Yeah, Nira and Silverin, I would agree to a point, but I think there needs to be some limitations. Like, legitimately, shield bash, because of how the move is done and whatnot, like if you don't have a shield, you literally can't shield bash. So it would make sense of other things as well, like if you want to shoot a flaming arrow and you don't have a bow, you shouldn't be able to just throw a flaming arrow and get the same effect. Like, you need to have a bow to shoot a flaming arrow. So it's either remove that skill altogether, which definitely reduces your options, or make it universal by doing what? Because it's the only way you can make it universal is just remove that skill. Remove anything mentioning arrows from the game completely. Maybe
the ranger class has like a sword AoE too, you know, or melee, any melee weapon, you know. Because they're gonna have more skills than you can equip, I imagine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so summon bows and arrows, sure, there, but then you're getting away from class. Yeah, then you're getting away from class fantasies. Like, A rogue ranger or a ranger rogue surely to me doesn't sound like a mystical magical being. They sound like someone who has learned to survive on their own wits, their own strength, dexterity, and craftiness, and they go out and they hunt their own food all the time. Doesn't sound like somebody summoning a bow out of thin air and shooting a magical arrow.
Totally, maybe a ranger summoner. I don't know.
Yeah, something like that.
Then, that means, well, everybody would play a ranger summoner if they could just summon a bow and not need to use it all the time.
Yeah. See, now Nara hit the nail on the head on what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that there's a large and diverse enough pool of skills and talents to choose from that you can manually choose to build a full whatever build that you want. It doesn't use that type of skill at all, and you don't need to limit yourself to a certain weapon if you want to expand out of that. They may be the iconic skills for that class or one of those archetypes, but if you just don't want them, you don't want them. But there needs to be something else out there worthwhile of trading it up for, besides just the RP factor.
Right, yeah. I'm going to have to say there's definitely enough melee for a ranger, I would say, because like in Dungeons and Dragons, which a lot of this stuff seems to be based on, definitely gonna have melee ranger stuff, especially ranger fighter. Although
See,
there's a lot of fighters that are archers too.
I'm about some of the weird combinations, but a lot of them are going to be revolving around the tank and cleric. So I really want to play mage tank, and I really want to play tank mage just to see what that would do, what that would work like, how that would function. Right? I want to be a tank summoner, so I can summon a little horde of things that are going to help protect the group. Like I want to be a bard tank. That way I can sing my buffs to the group, and then when there's ads that come out, I can run in and start smacking them with a shield and sword.
Oh, I wonder if like the bard skills with the tank would be more like pure battlefield control, because it's called a siren, I think. Yeah, siren.
I think so. Yeah.
And so what if it? Oh man, I'm getting ideas. I'm going to play all these classes. I think I'm gonna have 64 characters.
That's what I was saying. That's exactly what I was saying. I'm going to need more than 8 character slots, because I know there's going to be some I'm going to want to stick with only like 1 or 2 secondary archetypes. I don't want to have 17 sets of gear in my bags just so I can change between all of them.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have 3 or 4 tank characters alone. Just so I can have all the tanks.
All the tanks. Totally. I'm gonna do nothing but stream Ashes of Creation once I can. It's just I'm gonna be playing so many characters. My life will be that game. We'll play nothing else.
Fantastic.
I just hope it's good.
Yes.
Summoners stuck with sticks?
Yes.
I don't want summoners stuck with sticks either.
Protect if you want a baby till now, 3 character slot max for you. Otherwise you won't have time for RL family. Oh lordy. Nope.
RL
See,
family.
Just get the entire family involved, and then it's no worries.
I've been feeding my siblings and everybody videos of the Ashes every once in a while, like the awesome ones that I think, like the seeing the stars in the sky. I thought that was pretty cool, and I've been trying to get them. Just come on. We don't need to have family gatherings. We're in the game.
That is the family gathering.
That is the gathering. Let's go raid or murder some people.
Family night, everyone to your boxes.
Yeah.
Turn on the monitors. Let's go.
Let's go, guys. We got some raiding to do. There's a Cyclops to kill. Come on, Mom.
So Silvern's wife and him need an army of farming bots. Time for an army of Tolnar. Yep, see, there you go. See? That's what I'm saying. It's like back in the day, people had so many children. Well, for one, because sickness and death was much more rampant. So they needed a big family to make sure someone would survive. But for 2, they took care of a lot of the farm work.
All the chores. To go sweep the damn floor.
You know what? Today's version of it is they take care of the farming work. Okay? Just get them all a laptop and say, go. There's your chore for the day. Don't worry about the dishes. Don't worry about the lawn. I got those. Farm me some more. Okay, go.
Or the Tonar.
The Tonar. So there were a couple actual topics that I dug up before that I was actually really curious, and I know just so everyone knows, here in about 20 minutes I'm gonna try and see if I can wind us down so we can get Cat out of here soon enough to get to work on time. But so I'd like to get your opinion on a few of these posts I found. One of them, PvP bodyguard contract systems, something almost like Uber built into the game.
Yeah.
Where you could have someone just kind of like sign up and pick up a contract. And then
I think they might have something like that with if players can do like hand out quests at taverns. Didn't they say you could post like quests? Maybe you could post like a protect me. But I would like that. I didn't mean to interrupt. Sorry.
Oh, no worries. No worries. By all means, the discussion goes all ways. But yeah, so the twist on it that I thought was interesting was they said make it almost like Uber, where you can rate the person that took up the contract, and the person taking up the contract can rate you, like how demanding was the person on where they needed to go, and how fast they had to get there, and how many people they wanted you to fight down to keep them safe. And then the other person can, say, hey, how easy was this person to work with? Did they actually follow you when you were gathering, or did you have to keep throwing rocks at them to get them to move? Were they sleeping at their computer and you had to walk through the forest yourself? Like, what were they doing?
I'm totally down for it. I like it. I like it a lot.
The whole reputation system built around that. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, totally. Hell yeah. The guild I'm in was planning on doing stuff just like that, actually. Except without the system, obviously. So that would be great. We're a 5-star, good, escort guild.
There you go. See, I want to be a part of that. I want to be a part of something like that. I want to be in a PvP guild, mercenary type, going out and just
You're more than welcome to join.
Yeah, just kind of hanging out with the people gathering, and then just pay me in part of the stuff you gather. That's it.
That's good.
Just give me a certain chip out of whatever you gather there. Almost as if I had killed you at the gate before you walked in with all your gatherables, but not quite that much.
Right, yeah. I'll give you 5 stars if you give me a little more.
Give me like a 5%.
Oh, totally, yeah. I would love that contract system. That'd be pretty cool.
I think it'd be kind of fun. It would be fun. And then, okay, so here's one. Resurrection and combat. What do you think about that? Like, battle res. Good, bad, indifferent?
One. Yeah, I like it. I play a lot of Final Fantasy 14, or at least I used to, and battle res was like a staple of that. So maybe in PvP, I know that it could be a little like, oh man, I can't kill these guys. They keep getting back up. But maybe if you die from PvP, you can be battle resed once. Maybe just have it be a trigger. If you get killed again by a player, then can't battle res until after you've normally resed. Something like that. So you have like one chance to get back up, and if you still get your butt kicked, sorry, buddy, kind of thing. Maybe.
And I've always thought that battle res was really cool and something really neat you could make strategic use out of. But
yeah,
I know when it comes to World of Warcraft, they hit a certain point where they just kind of said, everybody gets a battle res, and however many you want. Just if you bring 25 people with battle res, you can battle res 25 times this fight. Ready, set, go. Like that to me is a little bit excessive. Yeah. Like there should be a couple, and they should be strategically used, but I think they're great as long as they're kept to strategic use. Like if you're going to keep one person alive, if you have a decision between two people, and you can make the choice on if one of them gets to live because of your actions, you choose the one who can battle res somebody. And then that person who battle reses gets to choose one person out of many others that die that they can pick back up.
Yeah. I don't want just everybody resing all over the place, because then no one would die.
Yeah.
And I only want specific classes with it too.
Because then it just becomes an inconvenience. It's just dying is an inconvenience at that point. It's not like, oh, shoot, I failed. No, it's, oh my gosh, come on, somebody res me. Jesus Christmas.
Right, yeah. Guys, I've got a lot of crafting materials. Get me up, man.
But yeah, that's my take on it. I like it, but I like it in limited quantities.
Oh, totally limited. Yeah. Otherwise, yeah. Why even have PvP at that point?
Yeah, exactly. Now, on the crafting side of things, what to you makes a crafting system compelling?
I am the least person that crafts. For me, it's going to be just the animal taming, and being able to do the stat increases and making things better. I guess that would be go for weapons and stuff as well. If you whatever skills can make the weapon better and put my name on it, I made that. Look how awesome it is compared to this guy's short sword. Mine's 2 damage higher or something. I don't know. That can make weapon crafting more interesting. A New World had a range of. I'm talking about New World. I don't know why. Had a range of damage or armor that the better you got, the higher it could increase stuff. I guess giving me incentive instead of just Warcraft where you build the item and there it is, same thing as everyone else's.
Yeah, I'd have to say I kind of agree on that one. Being able to make some unique stuff is pretty important to me. I also like being able to adjust the stats myself instead of getting, say, you have one thing where you can make a sword of the elephant, a sword of the eagle, a sword of the dolphin. I don't know. They just put these random names at the end and they give it a specific set of stats to a specific. Yeah, exactly. It's sword of the whale. That one has fire and it costs $500 real cash.
I'm crafted now.
But those I mean, I see the need to have specific stats, but let me choose which stats those are. Yeah. Don't make it be random that comes out of there. Why did I craft something random? It's let me craft a butcher knife. Oh shoot, the wrong side has a sharp edge to it. Well, that was random. My bad. We throw this one away.
Again, it's not very clear. Something like that where you bring in monster parts or something and it'll give you the exact stats you want. I don't know. I don't want weapons to be crap. If I'm not don't have the right stuff. So. Yeah, and see that's the big spiel right there for me is I need to be able to have more control over what's happening. Yeah, and I imagine since a lot of the crafting. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Just kind of finishing up that statement, saying I'd like to have more control over what happens instead of just whatever happens, and we'll see.
Since crafting is kind of one of the strongest things for gear and ashes, I imagine they really need to make it good. It needs to not just be Warcraft levels of click a button, get random enchantment.
Warcraft levels of what are we even doing here? I don't know. Just do it.
I don't know. Just do the daily.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Sorry, I just had to check something real quick there. I thought my computer was gonna start melting down. No.
I was watching a cat. Sorry, I get distracted easily.
He's walking there. He's walking here. Okay, so one comment that I did find that was funny on the Reddit though, somebody was talking about some stuff that I agree with. Saying that graphics are going to need to be a very high importance when it comes to optimization and tweaking of the game. because a lot of people jump into a game and say it looks like ick and just walk away.
Yeah.
But they came up with something that made me kind of scratch my head a little bit and think. 60 FPS used to be like the pride mark of I can run my whatever at ultra graphics at 60 FPS. Awesome. But maybe I haven't kept in the loop, but they're saying that a lot of people consider 60 frames per second unplayable.
What?
60 frames per second and under is unplayable nowadays, especially the frames, the frame chasers. Would you hold with that or no? Would you depart?
I 60 is fine. Jesus. If you can go higher, the more powerful to you. Like, but oh man, no. Considering that most films are like 24, like.
Yeah, the weird frame rates that nobody talks about, like the 24s and the 2997s and stuff like that. Yeah.
I don't know. Like 60 is. Yeah, I suppose for pro FPS games, yeah, for sure. I could see that, but I don't play those.
Yeah, those ones though, you also dial down the graphics to get that too, just to make sure that you can get that like 120 plus.
That reminds me of a guy in college. He loved Quake 3 Arena, and he would literally the entire level was white. Like he turned off all the textures of the game, and only textures he could see were like the weapon pickups and the player characters, so that if he seen textures, he immediately shot at it if he knew that wasn't where a weapon was. He was insane.
Interesting.
Yeah, all the textures was gone. And he just played that religiously. And he was my college roommate.
I can honestly say I've never heard somebody do that, and it sounds like a very crafty way of I mean, cheating the system, maybe? I'd go so far as to say.
A little bit, yeah.
If nothing else, at least using the system against itself. Creative use of game mechanics.
There you go. Creative use of settings in the game.
Yeah. Creative use of game systems.
I don't remember if Quake 3 you could actually turn textures off though. That might have been an extra thing you did.
Creative use of just using the built-in knobs without third-party intervention.
Exactly, yeah.
There we are. There we are.
Those are the type of people you fight against sometimes online, guy.
I've defined it acceptably. Boy, so
30 is totally playable for an MMO. Jeez.
Yeah, I think
I'm still boggled by 60 FPS being like unplayable for people. I don't like for an MMO.
My brain hit a hard stop when I saw that. It hit 60 FPS is unplayable, and even though there were like 3 more paragraphs to the statement, I stopped there and really had to scratch my head. Like, am I that out of touch? Like, I know my computer gets. Yeah, I don't know. Like, maybe it's just because my computer is more than 60 FPS now. With the games that I play, because I'm also not playing like the bleeding edge games right now. So there's that. Yeah. So maybe I just don't remember what 60 FPS looks like in comparison. I don't know. But I always remembered being like, oh wow, it's starting to look like junk. I'm getting below 20 FPS. Starting to hit like, 15 on a regular basis. What's going on? Okay, cool. Now I'm up to 25. All right, I'll be all right. I'll be all right.
That's playable. There we go. We got it.
There we are. Yeah. We're surviving now.
Shoot.
I remember those struggles.
60 FPS. Oh, and dude, I remember like having my 486 and trying to get more than 2 frames per second on some. What was it? I don't remember what game it was. I don't know. But it was. I was like, it moves. It's fine for me.
It works. It's doing the job.
I got it working, guys. This 12 megabytes of RAM's going good for me.
Love it.
I remember that. Oh man, I'm too old. I feel old all the time now.
Well, right about meow is about the time I usually like to try to go through and cover some of the fan arts and stuff that are out there, because we do have a couple, like some fan arts and things. One of the first ones that happened to be for this Fan Art Friday And I think I just closed it. My bad.
Oh,
There it is. Okay. There you go. That's
look at that.
Fan Art Friday. It's a little dwarf running away from apparently a battle with maybe a dragon. And if you can't read it, right up above it, it says plus swift. So,
you seen that dragon? He's like, nope.
so it's like a little dwarven bard just playing the run buff as trying to escape.
I love it. That's great. I love all the fan art. It's so cool.
You know what the best part about it is? There was a song they wrote in the tune of Brave Sir Robin.
Oh,
Yeah, the tune from Monty Python with bravely bold Sir Gurgurant ran forth from the plains. He was not afraid to die. Oh, brave Sir Gurgurant. Gurgurant. I'm gonna get that name right. It's
one day.
Gurgurant. Gurgurant.
Okay, yeah.
He was not at all afraid to be killed in nasty ways. Brave Sir Gurgurant.
I want to watch the movie.
You know, Chibi is one that was never really a fan of movies like that had like the weird, awkward, and just like deadpan humor sometimes.
No.
I finally got her to sit down and watch all of Monty Python with zero expectations, like the Hunt for the Holy Grail.
Yeah.
With zero expectations. I was like, just sit down and enjoy the movie for the movie. Don't think too deeply about the jokes. Just let the movie happen.
Yeah.
You know what? Here, have a drink, and let's just sit down and have some chips and some salsa, and just watch the thing, and just let the movie happen.
Oh, yeah.
And by the end of it, she was like, "Okay, I like it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Or try Naked Gun one day. I love that movie.
Oh gosh. Oh man,
dude.
that one.
See if she likes that one.
I remember that from a long time ago. I haven't seen that in so long that it's about time for me to rewatch it because I forget everything about it.
Okay, then I won't spoil anything.
I hit the wrong button.
Oh no.
No. I turned this to black. I faded to black. What I had meant to do is
Time
just turn that
machine.
off. Yeah, time machine.
No. They're not that old. They only came out a little while ago.
I don't know what you're talking about there, Onsington. They immortalize everything. When the internet came out, everything became immortal.
True.
Alright, so here you go. This one right here is from one of our favorite peoples. This is from Wu Qing Yi, aka Wu, aka Undead Pally.
What? That's
This
awesome.
is a little Kalar cleric. And I really like this one. Honestly, just because I see the cleric sitting there looking like casting her little spell.
Mm-hmm.
And it really looks like her face is saying, these effing DPS are just standing in the fire and I have to save them again.
So tired of it. Stop it.
She has that I'm really not entertained look on her face. Just, I'm really not entertained right now. Just stop doing that, okay? I'm gonna heal you again this one more time. Just one more time.
That's it. Just once, and you're done.
There was,
I've said
what was
that
it
to
from
people before.
the indomitable Kimmy Schmidt? You can do anything for 5 seconds. Just count to 5, okay? Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And if you're not done, just start over again, because you can do anything for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Still not done? Just start again, because you can do anything for 5 seconds.
I need to remember that.
Yeah, it looks like the D&D movie antagonist. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, just shave her bald.
Yeah. Just pull all her hair back in the thing at least so you can't see it.
And there's only
Your
3
little proof
naked
ahead?
guns, okay, by the way.
Wasn't there like a 33 and a third, or is that number 3?
I
they just
think
extended it out.
That could be 2. I don't remember the names exactly, but yeah, they put all weird numbers for no reason.
No reason, just because. All
And that
right, let's
D&D
see.
movie was so good. No one has seen it yet, go watch it. You don't even need to know about D&D. Just go watch it.
And here you go. Just
That's
I'll
awesome
go ahead
art.
and... Yeah. There's a lot of good stuff on this page, by the way. And this,
I need to
I'm
go
gonna
on
assume
there.
it's supposed to be pronounced Erica because it's the double A, but it could be Arica, Arisha.
It could be, yeah.
Actually, yeah, it actually might be Arisha. It's
Leslie Nielsen is sadly not.
AARICIA.
No,
Hey.
Leslie Nielsen no longer with us. I'm sorry. Wow,
You
that
can
is
definitely
some,
see like a slight adjustment on the art as time goes by too. It's not like there's years have gone by between these pieces, but just from one to the next, you can see kind of different
the
changes are being
progression,
made
yeah.
along the way. Yeah,
still
I kind of like
doesn't
this one.
matter
It's almost like a little
oh wow, look at that.
dreamy, frosty window looking piece
I
there.
do like that, yeah. Great job, Erica. I'm terrible with names, dude.
I'm gonna pretend it's supposed to be Arisha.
Risha. Okay, that's what we'll say. I'm sorry. We're butchering everything.
Aricia.
I love the frog.
Frog lips. I mean, there you go. Frog lips. There you go. That's the name.
Exactly. That kind of looks like a Githzerai. I know it's an orc, but
Oh, that one. Yeah. You know the little the orc there has jewelry on the bottom tusk there.
oh, I didn't see that. Yeah,
Hooped around the tusk and hanging off the lip.
that's cool. That'd be a nice customization to have, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I didn't even think about doing that.
Yeah, I didn't either. Oh hell yeah, that's awesome.
And there's
all the art.
also I will make a sad admission here. I have not personally had the time to take a look over it all. And Silverin, friendo, I do apologize for that. But everybody else, just to put this out there, Silverin has been writing a Tolnar's life in short
What?
stories. Yeah. There's a bunch of little short stories about Tolnar living in life in general from a Tolnar point of view.
So that's who she was
what I'm
talking
gathering here.
about.
Yep, there's a Diora comment right after the main post.
That's awesome. I'm gonna have to read this at break time.
Yeah, I've heard some good things. I just personally haven't gotten around to it. I'm sorry. I will this weekend though. I guarantee you.
I need to ask her to help me with my dwarf character who speaks Scottish.
Oh yeah.
I didn't think about that. Good job, Sovereign. You're so smart.
Gotta enlist the help where you get it, or where you can get it from. You know,
Yeah.
find someone who's using that as their specialty and tap it. Say, hey, friend it.
I'm trying to get her to do little videos on the channel for like different things.
Yeah,
I hope she will.
it's working
She has
out
a great
well.
accent. I think she will.
Nice. Okay, and then last thing, this isn't like a actually no, let me actually check the official list of things because I don't think I forgot anything there. Nope, we got them all. Cool. So this was just a random thing that I popped into my mind while I was looking at them. The cosmetics this month. Can you tell me that little goblin doesn't look like the little goblin thing from Golden Axe? Like the one that would randomly like pop out of the woods and just start running around dropping.
Yeah, with the bag. Yeah.
Yeah, like dropping gems as you punch it.
Oh, totally. That's the first thing I thought of. I thought of that little Golden Axe 2. I think it was. That was the first one I played. Yeah.
I just remember that little guy really bothering me because I know if I didn't completely slay him, the one thing left in his bag was going to be the thing that was going to be amazing.
Exactly. And it would be too. I think they designed it that way.
Yeah, exactly. Time between strikes is this. Okay, well, then the last thing is going to be that much better. Oh, didn't get to the last thing? Your fault.
Oh, come on.
Should have put in another quarter.
Oh, no. Oh, man. I would spend hours in arcades. Like, we'd go to, there was an amusement park called Kings Island, a couple hours away. And they had all these cool roller coasters and stuff. And I said, guys, I'll be over here in this arcade. I took $20-$30 worth of quarters with me. And that's where I stayed.
Nice. There was, so in Disneyland, I used to live in California when I was a little guy. And Disneyland was right around the corner. Mm-hmm. So I went there a bunch as a kid, and the one time we went, it was right around like the Matterhorn or something. There was like a little arcade, like, well, I say little, it was a giant arcade, especially for a little kid. But I ended up finding a machine that every single time I bumped the quarter slot, it would drop out like 4 quarters. So I would need the quarter slot, I'd get like $1 in quarters, I'd put one in, I'd play the game. I need to continue. I would bang the quarter slot. 4 or 5 quarters would fall out. I'd put one back in. By the time I got done playing for like 40 minutes, I was like $7 richer. It was amazing. As a little kid, I was practically rich. I could have bought a car on the way home.
I know you could have bought a house. To be honest.
But either way, I do know that we gotta start wrapping up so you can get on out of here. But do you have any closing statements for anybody? Any things you'd like to plug for people? Any place you want to send folks? Any final words?
To my YouTube channel. Just come there and check it out. We do news weekly. Pretty much, yeah, every week. We've got over 30 episodes of all the news from Ashes of Creation. We're going to be doing one this week. We even do weeks where there's like a minute. We got a minute video because there's nothing. We'll still do it.
Last week's news today. So
exactly.
The game exists, and we saw that Steven was in Discord saying hi to people, and we'll see you next week.
The fan art. I always love showing the fan art that they put on Twitter. You never know. There could be like an interesting little Discord blurb or somewhere on the forums, or
there could.
But most of the time, it's a lot of the same. But sometimes we get lucky.
All right, so
I will be on Twitch again at some point. My life's getting a little less hectic, so there's that.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. That's good.
I was able to play Resident Evil 4 the last time I was able to be on there, so I still got to beat it. So come check that out if you want, whenever I can do it.
Alrighty, all right.
Awesome game. If you haven't played it, you like horror games.
I do like horror games. I like all the scary stuff. I haven't had as much opportunity to play them lately, but I keep wanting to continue to just collect them. That way I can go back and play them.
Oh, totally. One day you'll play it. I've got all these games.
Exactly.
I still got to play the new Dead Island. I heard that was coming out. There's Dead Island 2's out now. Didn't even know that.
Right now, I mean, I might not have all the time, but I can get all the games. That way, down the line, when I have all the time, I can blow through all the games.
Before Ashes comes out.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Yeah. Don't buy too many.
Or, I mean, maybe I'll just be super pro and I'll just burn through all of the Ashes content quick enough that I'll get bored real fast.
Oh, that's true.
Mean, I'm totally using my big rolly eyes right now. Like, but yeah. And you know what's funny, Zaria? How is that supposed to be pronounced? I keep meaning to ask. Right now, I think I just been saying Zaria. There
you go.
So Zaria. Okay. But that's really funny because Chibi is terrified of scary games. I love them. I think they're funny more than anything. But then the other way around, like hearing Solverin talk, he sounds like he'd be the tough, gruff, scary guy that wouldn't mind scary movies and scary games. None of that. But
I get scared easy, so that's why I like to play them.
And see, that's the other thing. Sometimes people like playing them because they get scared.
I like gross shit.
Tickles are deadly.
I don't either. Tickles are deadly.
True story. It's a true story. Right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna toss out your guest links here. I know they just popped out not too long ago, but you folks, you're just gonna have to deal with it. There's just a little bit more spam for you, and I'm sorry.
Smidge. It's a smidge.
No,
also, check out Black Mamba on Tubi.
Yeah.
And 6 Feet Below Hell. They're independent movies. Okay, let's preface this. I've had to tell people this before. It was like made on less than $10,000. All right.
Oh yeah, it was.
But don't expect crazy effects.
If you like the B-movie experience, though,
totally,
got that B-movie experience.
It's totally got a B-movie experience. And if you ever want B-movie recommendations, just ask me. You love how I made 2 words. Exactly.
Let me preface this. Boy. So, you being the guest, I'm going to toss a choice at you while I do my closing words, and I'll let you decide in silence. Then you just give me a shouted name after the fact. So we have 2 people I would like to maybe raid. Just because we haven't had the chance to much before. One is Juby the Slime. Jubi the Slime. Friend of ours. Juby came on and played a community game day with us. It was fun. Good peoples. They're playing Lego The Hobbit. And then the other person is Fogli Ramhart. One of the matriarch, I should say, from the All Dwarven Guild. For Ashes of Creation, has been a guest on the show. And it looks like they're streaming something about Beyond All Reason. I'm not sure what that is.
I don't know.
So while I do my closing words, feel free to flip a coin or make a choice if you feel like digging them up. But anywho, everybody who's joined us today, all you viewers and commenters and chatters and lurkers and everything, we love you. You are here all the time. You're keeping us company. You're giving us topics to talk about. You're interacting with us, and we love that. We appreciate every moment that you spend here. It's the greatest support you can possibly give. And Chibi will probably say even more so about that when she gets back from her work trip. But for now, who are we raiding? Which one are we going for?
I rolled a dice, and it says the slime.
The slime. All right. And I gotta remember how to do this raid thing. I always get them mixed up if it's a slash or if it's a exclamation point. There we go. Raid Juby the slime.
Here's a baby.
Get her.
Hi, little kitten. What you do? Thanks for hanging out, guys. Been fun. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Now, what's the name of the kitty that is your profile pic?
That is Andronicus Comininus III.
Oh my. So fancy. So fancy.
Sadly, he is no longer with us, but
he
lived a long life. That's why he's my profile picture. He's a good boy.
I like it. It's a good enough reason for me. All right, well, everybody, we're going to go ahead and take off. Love you all. Thank you again for hanging out, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.
Bye.